One mic.
All I need is one mic.
It's just different.
One mic with Big Mike.
The overall tenor of what he's saying is very stupid.
And they say his style is too urban for the radio.
Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's placism.
Brother has to know his place, right, Bob?
One mic with Big Mike.
Things aren't always what they seem.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limit.
Don't just tell me that the reason something's being done is because that's the way it's always been done. Because the first thing I'm going to say to you is slavery.
And now, your host.
I got the big homie here who needs no introduction.
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
Yes, indeedy. We are officially here. Here being Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, tune in, and my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. We being the One Mic with Big Mike show, and you. You can also hear the show on demand on every last one of those platforms that I already mentioned, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. YouTube, you can catch the video too if I ever get around to uploading them. But the video right now is streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/1 MICWITHBIGMIKE. Make sure you use that handle as well for my Twitter and my Instagram. Hook your boy up with them follows on Twitter and Instagram. And also, keep your eyes out for them. Put it on the poll questions. Hashtag put it on the poll, where you guys can chime in on some different questions and such that I'm asking throughout the show and that I've asked before the show as well. You guys can also participate. You can put it on the poll as well. Just at me and put the hashtag in that joint. Hashtag put it on the poll, and I'll get you straight on that. You want to be a part of the show? It's real easy. Just text me at 404-902-8104. You can also leave your comments below the live streaming video on Facebook. I know I didn't say this, but still, when you go to Facebook, go ahead and make sure you like the page as well. And also, you can jump inside the live interactive chat room. Hey, look who's there. You such a jerk. Well, homie, I am No Do's in the building. You guys can get up in there. Just be listening to the show via Spreaker. And while you're there at Spreaker, SPREAKER.com, or the app, sign up for your free Spreaker account. It's free, just like Facebook or Twitter or any of those things. Sign up for it, then follow my show at One Mic with Big Mike, and then you guys get an alert when the show goes live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock. This jerk told me the other day, he's like, look, man, I ain't gonna listen to the show for like the next 2 weeks, B. The Falcons lose. Look who's back. My man. The day, man. The city's in mourning, man. Golly, the city's in mourning. It's crazy. Like, I was planning on today, and I'll get to setting up the show here in a minute, but it's gonna be all about the Super Bowl yesterday, pretty much. My man Ben Troupe is gonna join me at 7:30, as he does each and every Monday. It's the last Troupe Talk of the season, and but the homie was texting me all last night while the game was going on. So anyway, yeah, I had plans last night before everything went down. I was like, I'm gonna go downtown today, just kind of like, get my feel of the vibe and see what's happening, because I'm thinking, the Falcons gonna win a Super Bowl, man. Parade's coming next. Let's go see what's happening with the people. I had this whole plan going on. I was gonna take my recorder down there, get some people's comments, and play them back on the show and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, Tom Brady wouldn't have it. None of that. Tom Brady wouldn't have it. None of that noise. My man said he can't hear me on Facebook. Uh-oh. Something's going wrong. All right, hold on. I'm going to fix it. I'm doing this while I'm talking about my bad, homie. My man, I am No Do's going international, taking it to the Bahamas and whatnot. All right, I got to do this damn... You know what I mean? Being my own IT guy, I got to fix the IT problem now with the audio. Appreciate the homie for telling me about this on. Yeah, I already see what's going on right now. All right. But nah, like, everything was so weird. Like, and let me tell you what's real crazy about last night. I'm not, you guys listen to the show. No, I'm not like the fan guy when it comes to the show or whatnot. I don't really vibe like that, but I can't tell if the sound is coming through here. Yeah, I don't really even vibe like that when it comes to, the Falcons, but for whatever reason, I wasn't worried at all. I didn't think the team was going, I didn't think the Patriots was going to come back. None of that stuff. I'm sitting there like I'm this dude. I'm actually like creating like, the Jordan face memes on Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, with Donald Trump, the whole thing, man. And when it finally happened, when they came all the way back, I was like, God, this is real stuff. Cause man, like, how does it, like, here's the thing too. The largest lead before yesterday that a team had ever come back from to win the Super Bowl was 10 points. The Falcons almost tripled that. You know what I mean? 28-3 is what they was dealing with. And all of a sudden, we out the back door, man. Done. They deaded it. That can't be a thing, man. Like, to lose, I guess, would be one thing. But based on the the reputation of the fandom here and the fan base, it's a pretty terrible look, man. And another thing is this, man. Like, you gotta eat it. Like, if you're a Falcons fan, you just gotta eat that today. Like, everybody that's mad, and like, cause the one thing about the people here in my city, man, they mad obnoxious. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to their team winning, they get crazy obnoxious and real, like, stupid when it comes to, the way they talk about other people's squads and whatnot. Yeah, man, you got to just eat that all day. There's no way around it. So, for whatever it's worth, I think I got the sound work. Something's going on with my computer again. I'm about to throw this joint out the window, man, because the sound is coming on and muting itself from going through to the damn whatchamacallit here. To the what's name. All right, I'm gonna stop this video real quick and come back to it. Right now, y'all gonna have to just come on over to Spreaker. My man Emmett Bean, I see you, bruh, but you're gonna have to come to Spreaker, man, and holler at your boy, because I can't rock with this right now and, you know what I'm saying, do the whole IT person thing at the same time. Yeah, you know what? I ain't even really prepped today like I usually do. Like, I usually try to just consume everything and get everything in me for the day. Today, it was like, it's one thing to talk about and one thing only. And I don't even know how to take, like, I think it's easy to have the first thing come out your mouth is Falcons choke. They choked. Because the society that we live in, or the temperature of the world we live in now, is like everything, like something's got to be somebody's fault. You know what I mean? Just can't, like, as though the other team just wasn't there. Like, they didn't play. Matt Patricia, he wasn't getting paid no money. They were just out there against air. And it wasn't like the Falcons was just like, they weren't like just throwing the ball, like dropping the ball in the end zone and the Patriots falling on. They made plays. Like, they did what a championship caliber team does. And the one thing to take from this, if you're a Falcons fan, the one thing to take from this is that you understand, kind of where you are in the pantheon of good versus very good versus great. And what you saw was greatness, a greatness out of a coach who understood what he wanted to do game plan wise. You know what I mean? That dude wearing number 11 wasn't going to beat him. And he showed his greatness. Because even though, like, Belichick wasn't going to allow him to beat him, he made some catches that was, god dang, like some of the most amazing catches that you'll ever see. But that's what it was going to take. It was just like, the second time they lost to the Giants. The reports are that Belichick was like, I forget who he said wasn't going to beat him, but he was like, make Mario Manningham beat him. Make Mario Manningham beat them. And that's what ended up happening. He made an unbelievable catch on the sideline with almost no margin of error. And then you get beat like that, okay, you're supposed to. So last night, what I said on Friday, I was like, Taylor Gabriel is going to have to be the Super Bowl MVP. Or Mohamed Sanu, Because I believe the same thing that I saw last night, that Bill Belichick wasn't going to let that dude catch a 10-yard in and take it 70 yards. It was going to be one of these other dudes, Devontae Freeman or Tevin Coleman or somebody else was going to have to make plays. But that dude, the one guy that you got on that football, well, he's not the one, but he's the primetime guy. Taylor Gabriel's another game breaker, and Tevin Coleman is one too. But neither one of them dudes is made like the cat wearing number 11. So you get to see Matt Ryan, the guy. Shout out to Matt Ryan, also, by the way, your league's MVP. Is he the league's MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year, both awards? Because I don't do award shows, so I kind of watch it the same way I watch the Oscars or the Grammys. I just watch it on the phone through Twitter. You know what I mean? I just scroll and watch and see what's popping in that way. So I saw Offensive Player of the Year from Matt Ryan, and I saw MVP. So I'm assuming he got two separate awards. Such a jerk. This dude said, why? I don't know why. Because you thought he said he left the bar that he was at the start of the fourth quarter and went home and went to sleep because you thought they was gonna win. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like on some real stuff. Like, anybody who's like feigning like you not mad. If you in the city and you like a Falcons fan, you went out and bought all this Falcons gear. You missed the ride or die, missed the brotherhood, all this other foolishness. Look, man, you mad. And it's okay. I guess it's okay. I mean, I don't know the feeling, but like, I don't empathize with you. Like, grow up. It happens. But really, all you really are is embarrassed because of how hard, like, folks go here, man. And I don't know to compare it to anywhere else, but the fact of the matter is, this city don't have, like, if you're from New England and you're from Pittsburgh and you're like obnoxious about winning championships, you're like championship or nothing else, we can understand. Everybody can understand that because that's the standard that's been set. Right now, there's no standard that's been set. The team every couple of years is real good. They end up in the NFC Championship. This year, they broke through and got to the Super Bowl. But there is no consistent level of winning here for the way that the fan base here acts towards that team. You know what I mean? The Falcons had an unbelievable season, especially offensively. They had an unbelievable season. And they were, 12 minutes away from capping it off with the teams, with the city's, I guess, second ever championship. But it didn't happen. There's a guy on the other side of the field. Two guys. There's one guy, Bill Belichick, and his defense got it together. And the guy named Tom Brady, a guy who we know, if you watch enough football, you can't give that dude. You can't just keep giving that dude chances and opportunities. You know what I mean? Because eventually it's going to burn you. Like, all game long. And I was paying attention to this all game long. Well, all the second half. Joe Buck was talking about, or was it Troy Aikman? Troy Aikman was talking about how few plays the Falcons, and he was talking about it like in a positive sense. You know what I mean? He was talking about how few plays it was taking the Falcons to put up the points they were putting up. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, all right, well, that means that defense is playing a lot of snaps. Now, I remember I was taking notes during the game. At some point I stopped, but I typed out that the defense was tackling like exceptionally well at the beginning of the game. They were making some very, very solid tackles. They were getting off the football field on third down. But the other thing that I also remembered, and I wrote it down, was that Bill Belichick, when asked about preparation for the Super Bowl, and he was asked about having as much experience, seven rings this dude got, and he's gone 9 times. He's like the LeBron of of NFL coaching. And he talked about the length, how long everything is in the game, how long these commercial breaks are, how long halftime is, and how much of a different experience it is. And that for as many times as someone can tell you that, it really takes somebody like him to prepare his team actually for that. So when you see the Falcons on defense, like going ape crap crazy, and they jumping up and down, and everything is they're so enthused about everything. Well, that's burning energy. And, of course, not realizing that you're going to have to play as many plays as you had to play. Was it like 96 plays or something like that? Not knowing that you got to play that many plays on defense. By the time the fourth quarter comes, man, it's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel for a dude like Tom Brady. And you saw it, those tight coverages, because I made note of this too. The tight coverage that we saw at the beginning of the game out of the the Falcons, it started getting a little sloppy towards the end of the first half and the second quarter. A lot more handsy, holding penalties start happening. That's what happens with fatigue. Your technique starts to suffer a little bit more. And then going on through the game, one of those linebackers, I think it was Devondre Campbell who they interviewed. He talked about missing tackles that they were missing at the beginning of the game, and you start to see that mindset of an offensive coordinator. And we'll get to Kyle Shanahan here in just a second. This is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm here, Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app. Tune in, OneMicWithBigMike.com. The stream is not up again today. It was up. It wasn't up on Friday. Today it was up. The video of it was up, but the audio was checking out on me. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. Try to get it back for you guys on Wednesday. I got something special for you guys on Wednesday. So I'll tell you as the show moves on, but we'll get to Kyle Shanahan in just a second. Now, when you're calling plays, at some point, it always makes sense. I've always thought to think about the tenor of the game. You know what I mean? Like, you understand what your game plan is. And I know it's hard. Like, I feel like it's hard that for 2 weeks you're practicing and you're studying this game plan. This is the game plan. This is what we're going to do in this situation. In this situation, we're going to do this and do this. And sometimes the game dictates that you do other things. That's probably the brilliance of Bill Belichick. Who was it? Whoever the sideline reporter was for the game. Or maybe been one of the booth guys. I don't remember who said it. But during the game, talked about, Bill Belichick said, in this game, if I wait till halftime to make the adjustments, it's over. So he was actually adjusting on the fly as the game was going on. So you saw Julio catch a couple comebacks. You saw Julio do a couple of other things. Falcons did. Look, they tried to move him around, but you could tell that Bill Belichick's, that the game plan, he and Matt Patricia's game plan, Matt Patricia being the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, the game plan was simple. Have somebody shaded towards number 11 at all times. This is why those outside runs was working so fast, because you end up getting two guys inside the ball, the safety and the corner. Julio can either run the corner off or crack inside on one of those inside, on those backers. You got the corner immediately on those toss plays. That's why they were so effective at the beginning of the game, because mostly that's what you want to do. Anytime where you can get two guys with one blocker, that's obviously to the advantage of the offense. So that was all good. But the Falcons wanted, I think, and needed. They wanted those explosive plays, and they got a couple out of what's the kid's name, Freeman. But they didn't get the ball to their man, and then the other guys on that big stage, they did. I don't know. I can remember Mohamed Sanu catching one ball. I can remember Gabriel catching one ball. They may have caught more than that. I'm not a big stat guy, so they may have caught more balls than that. The tight ends did a little bit. Cooper and I don't know, Toy Lolo, I didn't see him catch any balls. So just Cooper caught the touchdown pass. Other than that, none of the stars really did that thing. Matt Ryan, here's the weird thing too. All year long, talking about Matt Ryan. And it all came to fruition yesterday. Matt Ryan, as it relates, or as opposed to that defense, that Falcons defense. There was a situation where I said a couple of times this year that Matt Ryan he played perfect football basically all year long. He didn't give the ball away via the fumble, via the interception, and he played a very tight game. And the games that he didn't, Seattle, Kansas City, they lost. They lost those ball games. And through 3 quarters last night, Troy Aikman was like, Matt Ryan has a perfect quarterback rate. I mean, actually perfect. He was actually playing perfect ball. And then it happened. Oh, my God. The sack fumble, the sack happened. It was just like, oh, man. And then now the nightmare scenario for the Falcons is presenting itself. You need the 28th, 26th ranked defense in the National Football League to make a stop against probably the best quarterback of this era. That's what you need. And for the whole season, I felt that if it came down to that, it wasn't going to happen, and it didn't. You know what I mean? And when people hear, like for the last couple of years, people have heard, well, defense wins championships, and you feel like that means you have to have the best defense to win the championship. I don't think that Patriots defense is necessarily the best. They're the best as far as scoring goes and things of that nature. They've given up the least amount of points. But, I mean, they were doing that against like Colin Kaepernick and Tyrod Taylor and what Tannehill and those kind of cats and what's the boy's name? Landry, the kid from Pittsburgh. They weren't doing it against Matt Ryan level quarterbacks. So they don't have like the best defense when you start thinking about those Ravens defenses or those Buccaneers defenses, those Seattle defenses. You don't think, oh man, this team looks just like them. They don't. I mean, they don't. So for what it's worth, there's going to be, it's going to look different. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. I tried to get my man D. Orlando to come on today, but they're going to be traveling and all that kind of stuff with the team, and I knew it was going to be a hard get. Maybe Wednesday we'll talk to D. Orlando Ledbetter. But he told me that he didn't think Kyle Shanahan was going to take that 49ers job. And he said he felt like the Falcons going to be all right. They got a bunch of youth. Well, some things came out last week. Your man Devontae Freeman, he want money. His agent, they want some more money. Julio Jones might have to have surgery. Feel me? Alex Mack. Oh, that dude was out there with a broke leg. And remember I told y'all last week that they keep telling us this lower leg injury could be a high ankle sprain or whatever. And I was like, this is worse than what it is because they won't tell us what it is. Like if it was just that, something that they could tape up or whatever, it wouldn't be that. And that sack that took them out of field goal range, it came through him. And if you look back during the game, through the game, you see Bill Belichick trying to attack him, trying to put pressure on him to make plays. And that's a hard thing to do. And, well, the thing that I'm talking about is get shot up, because you know he was. Let's not, let's not fool ourselves. He was shot the hell up. And then going for that long-ass halftime, because it don't last the whole game. It's going to wear off at some point. And they have to play through that pain. There's your player safety right there, right? Yeah, but, it's for everything. What you going to do? You know what I mean? If you him and you need it, what you going to do? Matt Ryan took one snap from a different dude this year. And you see the success that came from the quarterback based on that. So I don't know what happens with this team next year. Julio Jones, right? You got to have another foot surgery. I think this is number 3 or 4. I don't know if it's the same foot, but regardless, he's a dude that relies on his speed and athleticism, ability to cut and those type of things. I don't know. The more you cut on the dude, man, it's just like it don't really seem like that's really a thing. I always talk about how Matt Ryan, people here in the A don't really realize how lucky they are that this dude stays as healthy as he does each and every year. Every year he gets knocked around. Not so much this year, but in other years he gets knocked around. He comes back. You know what I mean? So this may have been, a missed opportunity. Not to even mention Kyle Shanahan's gone. So what you gonna do now? They were what? 6 job openings this year for NFL head coaches. So all those head coaches already, or 5 of them already went and got new offensive coordinators. Add that to the people who fired their offensive coordinators and got new ones. So now you picking from a pool that's not really that deep anymore. And I don't know. I've heard that his system isn't just that typical, Shanahan system. And he got a lot of it from the Gruden boys, from John and Jay Gruden as well, with all the nomenclature and the verbiage that goes into the offensive play calls. But if that's what you're looking for, and I guess he could call the plays too, though. But he's got to get the rest of his staff, defensive coordinators. He got to get position coaches and all that kind of stuff, And not to mention the Falcons got to do the same thing. Where you gonna get the replacement for that? I told y'all like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, that Chip Kelly. Oh, that's gonna be a crap show. Chip Kelly's name actually came up in conversation with these cats. That's ridiculous as hell, dude. Like, I don't see that. Like, if that happens, cats around here, you think my boy texted me last night. He's like, has suicide watch started in Atlanta? I was like, yeah, the bodies are falling off the roof as we speak, B. Yeah, man, you bring Chip Kelly's ass up in here. Yeah, they gonna have to guard that dude with the Secret Service. I really don't believe the people around here is gonna be trying to play that mess. And that's straight up and down. This is the One Mic with Big Mike show. We're about 5 minutes away from the big homie, Ben Troupe. Last episode of Troupe Talk for football season, man. Ben's been great. He's a wild customer. You know what I didn't do? Hashtag put it on the poll is brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. I got some poll questions up for you guys. So, what up, Big L? I see you, homie. Let me get you guys through these real quick before I take a break. Should the NFL allow both teams to possess the football in playoff overtimes? 36% say yes. Guess who those people are fans of? 45% says no. And 19% say it don't even matter. You know what I mean? And this is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. It's like, Tom Brady got to go 75 yards to beat you. A field goal does nothing, man. He got to go 75 yards to beat you. Your defense needs to make at least one stop. And if you can score a touchdown, the game is over for you, the Falcons. But that defense, you can talk to me about Kyle Shanahan all you want to, man. But at some point, the pick six was sweet. Yeah, all that, the sacks, Brady Jarrett, shout out to you. But in reality, man, those things mean nothing when you can't put your hand in the ground and get that one stop, get your quarterback back. Because the Patriots defense wasn't lights out. But they turned up the heat. They turned it up when it was time to get their quarterback back to football. Wow, look at this. Why is this happening? Who do you think? Tom Brady's jersey got stolen, y'all. Yeah, somebody took Tom Brady's jersey, the game worn jersey. So I put on the poll today, hashtag put it on the poll, brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. Also, man, y'all make sure y'all head over to my homie's website, sportsnewsandbrews.com. He got an article called Thank Mike Vick. It's pretty entertaining. It might make some of y'all mad too. He's an idiot. I read it the other day. I meant to read it a while ago, but yeah, you should check it out. Who do you think has Tom Brady's jersey? The options are Gronk, LeGarrette Blount, Martellus Bennett, or other. This thing is loading and I can't see it right now. God, I'm an idiot. Yeah, this thing is loading on my screen, so I'm trying to fix the Patriots balled out second half. See, this is why I mess with you two dudes, man, because it's like, F the Falcons, who cares? All right, what's the other question here? Hold on. All right. Oh, so you remember Michael Floyd? Michael Floyd got a DUI with the bad Cardinals, and then after he got cut, he ends up with the Patriots. But last night, he was a healthy scratch. He was inactive. So the question for hashtag put it on the poll, go to @1Mic with Big Mike on Twitter. You can answer these questions. Hashtag PUTITONTHEPOLL. Not poll like Magic City. Them girls last night thought they was going to get hella money. They probably still did, but not as much as they would have gotten had them Falcons won. So anyway, Patriots wide receiver Michael Floyd was inactive for Super Bowl 51. Would you rather, be active for the losers or inactive for the winners? 57% said inactive for the winners. And 43%, of course, said active for the losers. I don't really get that. Terrell Owens. We'll talk about this Hall of Fame here before we get up out of here tonight. I'm going to talk to it a little bit about it with Ben Troupe here in just a second. With @Terrell Owens, I added him too. Not making the Hall of Fame this year. The NFL Hall of Fame is blank. The first option is trash, which 92% agreed with trash, and 8% said justified. You're losers. Whoever said that, you're losers. Will the Atlanta Falcons fans ever get over this loss? 31% said yes. Yeah, 69% said no. I believe that. Never. Because people around here people still around here talking about Dominique getting traded. I mean, for Danny Ferry. They definitely ain't getting over this. Are you crazy? These are the ones from the other night. Pick one, the dunk contest or the 3-point shootout. Everybody wanted the dunk contest. Monday after the Super Bowl. Win or lose, 100% people said they're going to work as usual. I know you did take your ass to work, and some of y'all got beat down, too. Oh, golly. So anyway, we're going to take a break. The chat room's wide open. Falcons fans, you want to hop on here, up on in here and get busy with me? Just go to Spreaker, go to the Spreaker app, sign up for your free Spreaker account. Then when you see that little streaming player, just click on the thought bubble icon. You'll be right up in there. You can also go to my website, onemicwithbigmike.com, and do that as well. You can also text the show at 404-902-8104 or jump in, or I already mentioned that, or I'm going to see if I can get the streaming player worked out during the break, and you guys can leave comments here on the old Facebook. So until then, we got Ben Troupe coming up next. It's Troupe Talk right here on the One Mic with Big Mike show.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
In the U.S., about 90 people die in motor vehicle crashes each day, and thousands more are injured, resulting in hundreds of millions of dollars in direct medical costs each year. 1 in 3 crash deaths involves drunk driving, almost 1 in 3 involves speeding, and half of those who died were not buckled up. Even though we've made progress in the U.S., other high-income countries have lower motor vehicle crash death rates. We can and must do better. Here's what you can do. Use a seatbelt in every seat on every trip, no matter how short. Make sure children are always properly buckled in the back seat, in a car seat, booster seat, or seatbelt, whichever is appropriate for their age, height, and weight. Never drive while impaired by alcohol or drugs, and help others do the same. Obey speed limits, and drive without distractions. To learn more, visit cdc.gov/vital signs.
And now, back to One Mic.
What are we waiting for? Let's get to it.
With Big Mike.
Like it's supposed to be. Buzz it on a beat. Welcome back. It's the Monday. It's Blood Monday here in the A, man, on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app. Tune in, onemicwithbigmike.com is where I'm being heard. Can't get the video stream going today, guys. We'll work it out for Wednesday, man. I'm not gonna really mess with it no more today. You guys can be a part of the show. All you gotta do is text me at 404-902-8104, or you can jump inside my live interactive chat room like the homies Big L and I am No Doze have. All you got to do is click that little thought bubble icon you see on the streaming player, either by listening to Spreaker, the app, or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com, and boom, you be up in the building. You can also take down my Twitter account information at One Mic with Big Mike on Twitter, and make sure you answer the hashtag, put it on the poll questions brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. All right, so it's that time of the show, the very last one of the season. I want to thank my big homie, so I don't forget, my big homie Ben Troupe for joining me all season and putting up with my foolishness here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Oh, yeah, it's that time.
It's time for Troupe Talk.
What you talking about? What you talking about?
We're talking NFL and college football with former NFL and SEC tight end Ben Troupe.
Ben Troupe at the 15, at the 10, hurdles a man, spins to the 5. Oh, my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line. He's going to score. He's going to score.
Troupe Talk. Troupe Talk.
We heading to the top. If you come on.
On One Mic with Big Mike.
Hey, Ben, listen to this. Wait.
What a wonderful football game tonight. That's what NFL football is all about.
Boo.
Robert, you know all of our D's
Boo.
and this is your 5th under your leadership.
Hey, booed his ass off the stage. What up, dog?
What up, man? What up, man?
I don't know it, man. Look, dude. Usually, like, I jot down some notes for you or whatever, or what we gonna talk about. Like, dude, what I'm gonna write something for, man? It's one thing that we gonna talk about today. We gonna talk about this game yesterday. Probably, like, I'm gonna keep it real. I was getting concerned. I had already tweeted about how bad the playoffs was, and By the time that tweet went out to whoever it went out to, all 12 of my followers, the game turned on its head. And I don't care necessarily how it happened and who it happened to. It was a good game, dude. Like, it ended up being a good game. Let me say it that way.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves. I mean, when you look at the fact that nothing can go right for the Patriots in the first half, while everything could go right for the Atlanta Falcons in the second half. I mean, in the first half, but in the second half, excuse me, it's once that momentum switch, which I know exactly what play that is switched. You know, the thing about it is, with New England Patriots, they're a team that just keep playing, and you know, Tom Brady obviously played out of his mind,
mm-hmm.
but Atlanta, in my opinion, they did run out of gas, and it's one of those things to where momentum and pressure is a real thing.
Yeah. And
you saw it yesterday. When the momentum swung, when the momentum swung, it's like Atlanta knew it. Just look at the overtime when New England got the toss, when they won the toss. It's like Atlanta just knew, like, oh my God, we got to put this defense back out here on the field. But hey, man, all I know is this: the Dallas Cowboys is down 21 to the Green Bay Packers, and they came all the way back. So while people are saying, oh, they came all the way back, well, you could score 6 points in one play.
Right.
So it wasn't like it was insurmountable. But I think, once again, Dan Quinn, when he go back and look at the tape, as a head coach, you have to be able to manage the clock, and you did not do it. Why are you still throwing the ball?
I'll say this.
When you're on the other side of the field?
I'll say this to that, Ben. I'll say this to that. Like, no one said that after last week, right? Because last week was a perfect opportunity to do the same thing. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. You got the Packers beat. And the Falcons, what they do, they kept their foot on the pedal and kept pushing the ball down the field. So the identity of this team is that. So just because it turned out a different way, your man Edelman made a catch for that wouldn't be able to be duplicated in 100 million years.
Yeah. That's another reason why I knew they had a good shot. No. I'm not saying that it probably won't end up being the same result. But certain things when it comes to football, Mike, you know, it's just common sense stuff. Listen, we playing because I even said this. And Bill Belichick said, if we don't get that strip sack, we're going to run out of possession.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to run out. We're not going to have enough time to have enough possession. But Devontae Freeman, to the untrained eye, people saying, throw the ball to Devontae. No. Devontae is supposed to be blocking the guy that just got the strip sack.
I looked at it again, Ben. What happened was it was schemed very well. And I talked about in the first segment of the show, Belichick was attacking Alex Mack. He knew Alex Mack had that bad wheel, and he was attacking him. Mm-hmm. So if you look at that Devontae Freeman play again, watch his helmet. His helmet starts like a running back should. It starts inside out. The problem was he kept it inside too long. He anticipated Mac being beat,
and it became a lookout block.
Right.
That's one of those. Now, two things. I don't think that's the reason why they lost the game. Those type of things are going to happen. Devontae Freeman was playing a good game, but this is why you lose the game. The Atlanta Falcons rushed the ball 9 times in the first half. Mm-hmm. They rushed the ball like 4 times in the second half. Now hold on. You giving the ball, 13 times in the Super Bowl. Now, I understand that you throwing. It's like the San Antonio Spurs. They're gonna live and die. Shooting the 3 ball, just like the Golden State Warriors did the thing.
Right.
But the ability of Bill Belichick to stick with the plan, like the whole thing about it is what really killed the Atlanta Falcons was Mitchell. He couldn't. This boy. I can't remember number 22's name. He couldn't cover this boy one-on-one. You couldn't cover him one-on-one, and he ain't running nothing but a hook. He's running a curl. He's gonna run a curl, and it was a great game. Make no mistake about it, man. I mean, Tom Brady and those guys, they went out there and they earned it. But I just think that. I'm actually proud of the Atlanta Falcons, man, for the way in which they played. But when they look at it, they're gonna be sick. They're gonna be sick because
it ain't no gonna be about it. They are to be that close.
It's the biggest collapse ever.
To be 12 minutes away from the city's first football championship, second championship in 20-something odd years.
Oh my God! Atlanta has one championship with the Braves, right?
Yeah, it's what I told you yesterday, man. You get to kind of like compare yourself. You see what greatness is versus very good.
It's funny. It's funny. The one thing that Bill Belichick was hoping to happen. He said, all we got to do is swing the momentum and let the pressure be on them. See, when you win, ain't no pressure on you. And all the pressure's on the team coming back. But when that momentum swung, all of a sudden these DBs ain't covering like we thought they was. All of a sudden they ain't getting to the QB like we thought they was,
right.
Because you got to keep – what was it like? How many players on defense? A lot.
It was like 90, 96?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Ask Alabama if your defense is going to stay fresh for that many plays.
Yeah.
I don't care how good of an athlete you are. And here's another play. I mean, it's certain things. Don't bring the ball out the end zone. Like, don't bring it out. It's almost like when the momentum swung to New England, it's like everybody felt it. From the kickoff returner to everybody just felt it. But it just shows that it's so easy to say that, of course, the Patriots going to say we always kept believing. Well, y'all got number 12.
Right.
And that makes the biggest difference in the world. Matt Ryan taking that sack on that drive that they got out of field goal range, that's on him. You cannot hold that ball. It's like, you just can't.
I'll say this to that, though, Ben. It's one of those things where we've talked about it almost every week on this show about the need for Matt Ryan to play out of all the quarterbacks in the league. Like he's the one that has to play perfect every week. Like, and in the games that he doesn't play perfect, Julio's had games where he's caught like 2 balls. You know what I mean? Like that dude wearing number 2 has to play perfect every week because that defense, like the sacks was cool. Cats was getting pick sixes and all that. But at some point, your defense is going to need to make a stop in a play in the game. And the Falcons don't have that defense. When their quarterback isn't perfect, they can't make up for it. And I think that was the glaring thing that came out of this. That defense is still not where it should be in that phase. Where we talk about championship defenses, like for the most part, people think championship defenses are last year's Broncos or the Bears from '85 or the Seahawks. Those are great defenses, but championship defenses make the play. We saw a championship defense last night, man. They're not great, but they made the plays that they need to play to get 12 the ball back.
Exactly. The thing about it is you look at the New England Patriots are a bend but don't break defense. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, listen, nobody on the planet can cover number 11. I mean, so that's you can live with that because he's the best receiver in football. But even in the midst, think about it. The one thing about the New England Patriots, LeGarrette Blount fumbles the football. He doesn't play for the rest of the game, but they role players step up. 14 catches by the running back. He's still rushing the football. The thing about the Atlanta Falcons is, the tight end, he was able to get a big catch. Where was he before that? See, people are getting singled when Julio is taking that safety and that corner on that side of the field. So I just think when it comes to a scheming standpoint, I don't think Kyle Shanahan got out schemed. I just think that at the end of the day, the New England Patriots says, Gabriel is a good receiver, but he can't beat him.
He's not Julio.
Sanu is a good receiver, but he can't beat him.
Right.
And the thing about it is somebody goes, listen, man, if we could just get to the second half, even with the touchdown, going up 28-3, the Patriots are just like, listen, man, we just got to keep playing, man. And once they got that fumble, it just snowballed.
Dude,
and the thing about
think about how many things that they had to overcome. A missed extra point, a fumble. They didn't get an onside kick, which already gives the best offense in the league, a historically good offense, a short field. And that defense, that quarterback overcame that. Like, I know the people here in Atlanta, they butt hurt over it or whatever.
Oh,
but
yeah, they hurt. They should be proud. They should.
Yeah, that team up north deserved it, man. They earned it. You know what I mean?
They did. If I was an Atlanta fan, it's a lot of ways to look at this game. I could say, oh, maybe my team choked, or maybe they ran out of gas. No. See, when you go up against greatness, as far as the head coach, as far as the best player to ever strap on the cleats in the quarterback position, see, it's a different type of expectation.
Mm-hmm.
See, the Patriots expect to win.
Right.
Atlanta Falcons was hoping to win.
That's that experience factor, too.
Exactly, man. And when you hope to win, it just comes down to simple things. Like, think about it. You kick the ball off to Atlanta, they bring the ball out 2 yards, 3 yards deep in the end zone, and you don't make it to the 15. What do the Patriots do? Down the football. Start off at the 25. It's like the Patriots never, ever get flustered. The Patriots are going, y'all made plays, but we ain't never lost no game in the first half.
And they realized what they were doing.
Y'all trying to.
I think
trying to win it in the first half.
I think the thing that he realized was that, and Troy Aikman kept pointing it out. He was like, but he was saying it with a positive air to it. He was like, the Falcons are doing all this and they barely had the football. And meanwhile, not saying that they're doing all this without having the football, but the Patriots are running plays. They're running plays, but their drives are stalling on them. They're fumbling the football. Passes are being missed at inopportune times. Like with a team like that, once they correct those physical mistakes, because they're not going to beat themselves mentally. They're going to have the physical mistakes. And once they clean the physical mistakes up, you got to fight. And I texted my boy last night. I was like, this is a perfect example. Shout out to my man Rob Calloway, because this is his quote. You got to knock the champ out. You can't be you can't be fighting for no decision.
I said that. I was talking to one of my friends today, and I'm not to use this scenario, but just say, it's like Tom Brady was wounded, right? And
you got to knock him out.
Instead of taking him out, you walked away from him. And it's like two guys standing in front of Tom Brady. The one that wounded him, he want to finish him off, but the other guy goes, "No, man, he good." And then you come back 5 minutes later, "Hey, man, what a dude, we wounded that." And then he gone. Yeah. What you mean? He ain't even. And what you appreciate the most is Tom Brady believes in his receivers, not saying that more than other guys, but he's going to keep coming to him.
Right.
See, he's not going to let a drop pass.
Martellus Bennett drops the ball, it comes back to him. Amendola drops the ball, comes back to him. Yep.
That's football, man. And the thing about it is, the New England Patriots are the one team that every single week is like a different chapter. Looking at last week might not help you this week, because they might come out with a total different game, and they know how and they know how to adjust. The thing about Bill Belichick is, Bill Belichick says, and this is classic, Bill, how do you feel about the win? While I appreciate the win, we already 5 weeks behind 2000.
Like, that dude is such a jerk, man. It's like, dude, just enjoy it, man.
That's the person that says, listen, I got the best player on the planet. And as long as he ain't going to come out and say it like that, but I got the best player on the planet. At QB position, we can do anything, man. Because not only do I believe in it, this whole squad does.
Let me throw this thought at you. And by the way, the other voice that you're hearing is my man Ben Troupe. We're doing Troupe Talk. We do it every Monday at 7:30. Well, we did it every Monday throughout the football season. It's the last one of the season. Where people might look at the Falcons and say, they're in their window, they're on the clock as far as winning championships. I'm gonna say the same thing about the Patriots. You know what I mean? Because Tom Brady's 40, B. You know what I mean? He's still playing well, but he is still 40. Mm-hmm. So their window for winning more, it sounds crazy to say it, but to win more championships is pretty much reliant on how long he's able to play at that level. And we've seen it with other athletes and other quarterbacks, especially play at a high level and just fall off the cliff. So I think when you hear Bill Belichick say, man, we still 5 weeks behind, he realizes that next year has already come for his 40-year-old quarterback, and this team is probably not going to be this team when Tom Brady decides to leave, or they decide to cut him, or whatever those Patriots do with him. So yeah, they're on the clock too. Let's talk Matt Ryan for a second, man. A guy who I think had an unbelievable season. And the one thing that I want to warn the Falcons fans about is, like, understand if it's not this next year. This was special. This was one of those things that are like Haley's Comet. And Matt Ryan, I've always said about him, Ben, that he's very good. And when athletes are very good, they have an opportunity to kind of dip their toe into the pool of greatness. And this year, Matt Ryan dipped his toe into that pool of greatness. Now you got the Bradys and the Mannings. Those guys dive into the pool and they live there. You know what I mean? Maybe Matt Ryan can do that. But with the lack of continuity that's going to come next year with the new offensive coordinator, it may be a little bit harder, man. So, what are your thoughts on him? Because I don't want people to feel like if Matt Ryan doesn't play perfect football next year, he's a bum again. You know what I mean? Because he's still a good quarterback. He just may not be Brady or Manning or Marino or these dudes that do it year in and year out at such a high level. You feel me?
Yeah, Matt Ryan was able to supplant himself as one of the best in the league, and to be honored as the MVP amongst all these other elite quarterbacks, man, says a lot about him. Mm-hmm. I mean, because his game has gotten better. Like, his game has gotten better, and when you think about it, it's hard to replace a Roddy White. It's hard to replace a Tony Gonzalez. Mm-hmm. But yet, even you replace a Roddy White with a Muhammad Sanu, you replace, and he's still able to have the season he has. I just hope for him he doesn't become the Peyton Manning of the NFC. See, he's such a great player.
I get what you're saying.
It's going to be predicated. It's going to be predicated on his defense. Because think about it. All those years in Indy, you never worried about the offense. Like you just with Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning understood if I take less money, so y'all can put more money on that D, it helps. Now, the thing I like about Matt Ryan the most is Matt Ryan has the ability to get the most out, of the guys around him. I mean, because those two running backs, listen, handing off the ball is not where Matt Ryan helps them. Them catching up, helping him, helping those guys get better in the passing game. So I do think Matt Ryan has an incredible future, but I also feel like you, in a sense. Don't let 1 year make you think that it has to be next year.
And because here's the other reason why, Ben. Because as opposed to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan still got to mess with Drew Brees. He still got to mess with an up-and-coming Jameis Winston. He still got to mess with last year's MVP in Cam Newton. Ain't no Tyrod Taylors around here. Ain't no Ryan Tannehills. Ain't no
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Osweilers. It ain't none of those bums in this division. So
it's a new division, right? I mean, it's the back in the day. It's that old AFC North, that old NFC East, the beast of the East. So I think the NFC South, because you got literally four Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Three MVPs of the league with the Jameis Winston not far behind. That's right there. That's gonna make that makes it.
Yeah. It may not look this way next year, my man. It may not look this same way next year.
Too. Yeah. You got to think that. Listen, the Madden curse, just like the MVP going into the Super Bowl curse, it's real.
Yeah.
You hate to say it, but it is real. Cam Newton, the MVP, going into the Super Bowl last year. Matt Ryan. And what happens is you got so many teams looking up at you. Listen, Drew Brees is going to probably be number one and number two every year in passing yards. It's just going to be that way. Cam Newton, those guys coming off the Super Bowl hangover. Mm-hmm. New Orleans is the only team in that division that's won a Super Bowl. So it's a lot of Jameis Winston, those guys are on the cusp of it.
No, they won.
Think,
remember, the Buccaneers won with Gruden, so that's two.
No. I ain't talking about. I'm
the quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the quarterback situation. No, I'm not taking that Super Bowl away from. But like you say, expectations have this, and it's so true. When it comes to the NFL, you have to have realistic expectations.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Understand the environment.
They have to be and Matt Ryan, those guys got to understand. Listen, man, we still went toe to toe with the best team and the best player in football. And great teams find a way. Good teams hope they find a way.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, and what happened was yesterday, think about how many people that turned the TV off, it's over, and somebody say, and then a Patriot fan ran by a Falcons fan screaming, what you screaming about?
Look,
you don't know?
Look crazy. My buddy my buddy that I used to work with at the radio station, my man Jim Murray, he works up in Boston with the Patriots, right? So he sends out a tweet to me and a couple other the cats we work with down here. He's like, congratulations to Big Mike and so and so and so and so. So this is like halftime, my man. So I sent him a tweet back. I'm like, look, cuz I didn't draw no check from Arthur, and I ain't put down jersey on, so you don't need to congratulate me. Then the game ends. I was like, I like to return this congratulations that you gave me. It don't quite fit me.
and this is another thing you saw yesterday. You saw the difference between loyal, dedicated fans and bandwagon. See, a Patriots fan gonna support the Patriots, win or lose. These Atlanta fans are the same fans coming out and say, I knew it. No. That's your expectation for them. You expect,
but you know what though, man?
Atlanta to find a way to lose.
You know what?
And the thing,
that's probably the thing that upsets me a little bit. I'm not a fan of the team. I've already made that clear, but it upsets me. What's going to happen is because of not that the Falcons lost, but the way that they lost. It's going to be one of those. The city's never going to feel this way again. You know what I mean? It's never going to have this type of buzz. It's always going to have that nervousness to it. No matter how good the Falcons are, it's going to have that nervousness to it. Like, okay, how are they going to do it to us this time? Because no one could have 28-3, man. 10 points was the most any team has ever come back from. Mike, like that.
It's set up. I was looking at it. This is when I wish, I was like Taraji B. Henson on, Hidden Figures. If I could put them numbers together, like what is the scenario? How can I put these numbers together? What is the likelihood of this happening? But this is when I knew, though. When Julian Edelman caught that pass, I said,
It got to be, right? God. At this point, it got to be.
You know, that is the David Tyree that is saying, okay, we forgive, this is y'all chance to do it. But at the same time, too, look at how bad those DBs got exposed when it mattered. These aren't hard, Well,
let's say this, though, Ben. That pass that Edelman caught, that was a terrible pass by Tom Brady. That's triple coverage. And if you look at the play again, like when they slow it down, watch what Robert Alford does. He's trying to squeeze the ball between his legs. That's what kept it up. He kicked it one last time, and then Edelman grabbed it off of his shin.
And you know what? This is the greatest thing about having those cameras. He froze that thing right before it says
like an inch,
and it's flukish. That's a. See, to me, that's now. When people say, is it better to be lucky or than good, I'd rather be lucky because that is about as much luck as it's going to take. But in the same time, too, this is what they should do. Every time a play like that happens, look at the sideline and look at the player. Look at you see the Patriots got to keep playing.
Yeah, it's dejected.
You got to keep playing. And man, it was a good play by the quarterback, 3 guys around it. But I mean, by trying to squeeze it, it's almost like they showed Matt Ryan. That's like, oh man, I hope it. No, man, look. As long as Tom Brady twitching, he's alive.
Yeah,
you got to take him out, and until you do, man, you got to. I mean, listen, I was like, you know what, the Atlanta Falcons, they gave. Listen, they did. They won and they lost their way. Like that's the one thing you can't say.
Well, that's one way to put it. That's one way to put it.
I mean, think about it. Think about it, though, Mike. Like you just said it. See, when people say, "Dang, they lost to the Patriots," but Atlanta scored most of their points in the first half. Yeah. In the first half, and the other team. This is the funny thing. This what got them caught up. The other team usually run out of time before they catch up. Or you didn't run out. Because think about it, Atlanta only trailed in overtime.
See, and this is
they never trailed before that.
Right. The Patriots never ran a play with the lead. They never ran a play in the whole game with a lead.
Just like, listen, somebody said, is this like, now, and I hate to bring it up, but it's like, listen, the Cubs, who was the Cubs? Who was up 3-1 in the series and ended up losing? Baseball.
Oh, in baseball. I don't think it was the series before that, before the World Series. I can't remember who they were playing, but it was the series before.
Then you got
Golden State.
The Warriors up 3-1. Right. They lose. So that just lets you know when you got a lead, do not get comfortable. I heard somebody say when it comes to the Patriots, man, don't sleep. Not sleep.
It's just so.
And I don't think
Listen, let me tell you this. And by the way, this is Troupe Talk with Ben Troupe here on One Mic with Big Mike, former NFL tight end. Follow him on Twitter at BENTROUPE84. At no point in that game, Ben, until it was over, did I think the Falcons was gonna lose. I swear this to be the truth. I'm sitting there. I never thought they. I never was like, uh-oh.
I was calm. I was calm. But it's the funny thing. Though, man. You know how you got like a real good singer, right? And he can sing or she can sing. And then somebody goes, you want to sing for the national anthem? That's pressure because everybody's watching. And the thing about it is I just think that when it comes to the Falcons, man, they just lost their poise. Like think about it. Matt Ryan doesn't usually take those kind of things. And Devontae Freeman, he's done inside out before. And, it's different things. But what happens is the pressure of the moment.
Well, I think it's more than that, though. I think it's more than that because I always say, man, the guys on the other side of the ball, they get paid too. And like I say, with that Devontae Freeman thing, I understand why his head stayed there a little bit longer because that's where the pressure was coming from. His center was hurt, so he stayed. His head stayed there a little bit longer than it should have before he got it back outside. By the time he got it back outside, the linebacker had already beaten. So it's not like he didn't know where to block. It's just like those little things, like a guy who you're not used to being hurt, and now someone else feeling like they have to overcompensate for that. Look what it cost you. I mean, just look at how one little thing, and I talked about it on Friday, Ben. I was like, that dude's leg is worse than they're telling us. Because if it was an ankle sprain, they would say ankle sprain. They keep saying this lower leg injury. It
was bad. It was Alex, in my opinion, took those quarters on the shot. It's the Super Bowl, so you're going to do whatever you got in one game.
Yeah.
But you're the most listen. Outside of Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, you are the most crucial component for that offense. Because you're the one that makes a run. So credit Bill Belichick, you know what I'm saying, for sticking with the game. But listen, man, we got to keep, and they just kept plugging away and kept plugging away and kept plugging away until it showed itself. Because the thing I like the most about Bill Belichick is they gonna stick to the script. But look, man, we're gonna lose, but we're gonna stick to the script. I never thought the Atlanta Falcons would lose, but what happened was it be the smallest things, man. Like think about it. Think about a key for a second. A big old car, it ain't cranking up without that key. The thing about the Atlanta Falcons, they lost because of scheme. It's the little things, man. Like, think about it. Matt Ryan to say, I can't take that sack right there. You can't. You cannot take a sack in that position. Now, I can live with the Devontae Freeman situation. Only thing that happened with the Devontae Freeman situation, you just gave them another position.
See, even the
that
one
they weren't going to get.
Even the sack though, that came off for Alex Mack. It's like if you're Matt Ryan all year long, you're not expecting that pressure because you got that all pro dude in front of you. This all pro dude got a broke leg now. You know what I mean? So it's different. So the thing that you've been doing for the last 18 weeks is now different. That dude wouldn't be there. If this was week number 13, he wouldn't be there in your face.
And here's something else thing about that. Remember in the NFC division around, with Green Bay and Dallas, when Aaron Rodgers gets sacked, he got enough wherewithal to call that timeout. See, that's the difference in understanding the situation, never losing sight. See, Matt Ryan got to know in his head, dang, man, my center ain't 100%. They're probably going to bring pressure up the middle.
Well, I mean, they handled it most of the game, though. They handled it most of the game.
But what I'm saying is, think about it. Remember how Matt Ryan had an MVP season? Now listen, Matt Ryan had an MVP season. Guys like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they play like MVPs. Period. They play like MVPs. I say they're gonna win it. And I just think that the hardest Herm Edwards came on the air. He was like, I have never watched my Super Bowl off because this is the crazy thing. And
it's gonna hurt. Thing.
He says, if you win the Super Bowl, you win, and if you lose, you're just a participant.
Right.
You just participated. There is no.
For what it's worth, though, when it's all said and done, I know a lot of people have a lot of emotion wrapped up into a lot of history with the city and the team.
I mean, I'm not an Atlanta Falcons fan, but listen, I'm proud of the fact that, at least I can say this. It took an epic comeback by the best player to do it against a team that's been in the Super Bowl so much that the only person that was even jumping around at the Super Bowl was Martellus Bennett and his daughter, because everybody else, they just went home. Hey, man, good job, fellas.
I think it makes it worse, though. I think this win is if they would have lost like 38-3. I think it would have been a better feeling than this because you feel like at halftime, everybody, I'm texting and tweeting with my man. I'm like, oh yeah, all the ATL fans, they getting them Jordan cry memes ready, boy. They was getting ready for themselves because
they got a new cry meme. They got old boy off of Friday.
Oh, that's me.
The one that got his bike.
Yeah, that's me doing that. That's my thing. But that's my new thing.
You know what, Michael? This is a funny thing though. Years from now, man, you know how like when people talk about Super Bowl loss, Super Bowl wins, or whatever. Atlanta, if you own this team, you don't listen. Just like you can't wait to talk about the Super Bowl wins, you can't wait to talk about it because the person that's asking you, they saw the game. It's like they're gonna say, wait a minute. It's not gonna be like when the Patriots. They ain't gonna get to say, oh, you played for St. Louis. They had Spygate. Wait a minute, you was involved with this. They're gonna say, wait a minute. You was on the team that was up 28-3.
Damn.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah,
what happened?
And like,
it's the unfortunate part about sports is you can't. It's almost like we gonna forget a lot of stuff. You gonna forget playoff games. You gonna forget regular season games. People remember Super Bowls, and they only remember the winners. But this right here is gonna be so epic because of who it was
and how it happened.
Because Dan Quinn was on the freaking Seattle Seahawks staff, and they gonna say, that's why I was saying about running the ball. They're gonna say, wait a minute, you should be the last person trying to throw this thing. He's gonna say, well, Kyle Shanahan's offensive coordinator against the same coach.
It's just one of them things, man. It's like if that's what you did to get there, I can't really be mad because I think a lot of people judge situations based on the outcome. Like I'm not really mad because if you're gonna judge this situation based on that same way, you got to judge the Packers game too because they did the same thing. They could have stopped, milked the clock. They could have taken the air out of the ball then, but they kept throwing it. And what did people say? That's what I'm talking about. Put your foot on their throat. Same thing.
That's why I couldn't play defense. This game is the reason why it would be hard for me to be a defensive player because as great as Julio played, that's what you can't on the sideline. As great as he was playing, the Matt Ryan, everybody, listen, all those things. I can say that my senior year, we playing Florida State. I dropped a touchdown pass, but I was able to catch the one that I thought was a winner. But you know what they're going to remember about that game? Chris Rich throwing up a prayer, PJ Sam coming down with it, they win the game over. The thing about it is, the end result is all that matters. And as great as sports is, and as much as we love it, this is going to be, listen, people are going to remember Roger Goodell getting booed that you don't even know what he's saying. It's like you don't even know what he's saying.
That was so awesome.
And Tom Brady being able to say, well, it's just like him being able to listen, man, this is how I saw myself being this way. But listen, this would have been the greatest victory probably in sports had Atlanta pulled it off.
Not in sports.
No, not
the Cubs just won a championship after 108 years.
But the thing is, it would have been. Do you know what this does for the city? What's the kid name? What's the dude name? The little comedian out of Atlanta, man. That's wilding out.
Shouty?
No, huh?
K-Dub? Who?
I can't remember his name. He the one that be like, he be on wilding out, man.
I don't know,
dude.
Chris
Tucker. He look like Chris Tucker.
Oh, the kid with the tattoos on his face.
Yeah. So I saw him last night on Instagram, right? And listen, and I can't lie to you. He said to all of y'all players that think y'all to come to the club, you gonna get roasted. I'm just telling you, if I see you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, Atlanta is a city that underneath it all, they support their Falcons, but they wishy-washy. They front runners.
That's one of the things about being here, though. It's too many other things to do. Like I don't really blame the people here for that. You know what I mean? Because it's not Green Bay and it's not Pittsburgh. It's more like L.A., where like if the team out in L.A. is winning, people will come. If not, I go to the beach. I find something else to do. I go to the club. You know what I mean? And then when they start winning again,
Usher summed it up. Usher, and this ain't to call out Usher, but it kind of is.
Let's call him out.
Usher goes out and he gets the old jacket, he gets the old jacket he had on when he was 5, right? They said after the game, Usher took the jacket off and he hurried up, to get out of there. Let me tell you something. See, you got to be with them when it's good or when it's bad. Yeah, they was in the Super Bowl and they lost. But see, that's the thing, though. It's like Atlanta fans are in the back of my mind fans. That's what I call them. In the back of my mind, they're going to let me down. I can't really fully, because in the back of my mind, you got 2 Chainz and Usher. And
that's on the team. That's not on the fan. I don't think that's on the fan. I think that's on the team, man, because 25 years ago, the Patriots was like that. But what happened?
Yeah.
A dude wearing number 12 came through the door. They started winning championships. Now everybody's been a lifelong. Yeah, they've been a lifelong Patriots fan. The Patriots used to suck, dude. They used to be terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
So
hold on, wasn't it the Patriots that played the '85 band?
Yeah, that was '85. Like I was like 8 years old.
I'm saying, but you're right. But it's like now though. Listen, these rise up shirts, all these mean. Like the thing about social media, it gives regular people an opportunity to matter and to vent, to just say what they really want to say. But I will say that Dan Quinn to the Falcons, hey man, y'all boys had a great season, man. It just didn't finish it up. Everybody, because realistically, 2 years the NFC South and lost to the Super Bowl back to back.
Yep.
The
MVP from the NFC South lost the Super Bowl.
I think it's going to be rough next year because Kyle Shanahan make a huge.
Well, not only that, man, they played a lot of football this year, and the only team in like the last 10, 15 years to go back to back was that Seahawks team. Like go to the Super Bowl back to back was that Seahawks team. So it's not easy. Both participants last year missed the playoffs. It's gonna be hard.
And when you look at Denver. Who they gonna put a quarterback? They're gonna try to make good with Paxton Lynch.
Nah, it looks like they're gonna try to get Tony Romo out there, B. That's the news.
if Cam can get his accuracy down and Luke Kuechly cannot get hurt, they got a shot. But, hey, all I know is, listen, and I said this, and I know people got mad at me. It's got to suck being an Atlanta Falcons fan and a University of Georgia fan. And I'm going to tell you why. The University of Georgia and Atlanta Falcons, they can have one thing in common. It is hard for them to win when everybody's watching. When they're the only game on TV, and it really matters, it's hard for them. I don't know why that is.
See, you sound like...
Listen, I don't got nothing against the Falcons, but, being a Florida Gator, man, I can't stand them Georgia Bulldogs, but I'm just saying, it's rough.
You sound like these folks down here, man.
If you're a Falcons fan, listen, man, it happens. Get off the ledge.
Nah,
it ain't that serious.
I'm gonna let these folks grieve, my man, because that was hard, man. It was hard to watch. Because, like I said, dude, I'm sitting here, and I'm gonna tell you what the ill part about it is. I could feel it. Now I could literally feel it because my neighbor that live in the cul-de-sac behind my house, they having a Super Bowl party, so I can hear. They house is probably 200 yards away. You know what I mean? But I can hear the music. Doom 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 doom. Dude, the Patriots start coming back. It was like you could hear crickets outside, B. So I could literally in my recliner, I could feel the air going out of the fan base.
Outside of and I ain't done it yet, but I got to go on YouTube and look at it like the fan reactions, because the only game, in my opinion, that was rough, that was harder, and I'm not a fan of either of these teams. But you remember the Iron Bowl when they had that kick six not too many years ago? See, that is rough.
Yeah, but you know what? That's like the difference between getting shot and getting stabbed. Like the Iron Bowl thing is like, it's quick. You know what I mean? It happened like boom. Everybody got stunned. This damn Falcons thing, it just happened like methodically. Like, okay, they down 25-3. Now they down 16. Now it's tied. Now we in overtime. They got the ball at 25. Now it's a touchdown. Now the game's over. It happened in steps, man. Like a slow bleed.
You saying to yourself, like Mike, if I'm standing next to you, I'm thinking to myself, Mike, did that just happen?
That's what I'm saying.
And this is just imaginatory. Like, just say we both Falcons fans, and you know what just happened. I'm gonna tell you what it was. When Tim Tebow throw it to Demaryius Thomas to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in overtime, they don't even know that it's over. Like, they're like, it's over? It's over. It's like it happened so fast, you thinking, wait a minute, man.
Yeah, dude.
Everything was all good just a halftime ago. Everything was all good.
But,
man, look, man.
They young.
Hey, man.
They got them two young linebackers.
Hey, you know what? You know what's funny? Remember that conversation we had about Michael Vick? See, this brings it back up. Michael Vick never made it to it. Michael Vick, right? Michael Vick never made it to the Super Bowl. They lost to Philadelphia that year in the NFC Championship game. But it's the thing, though. Listen, man. Listen. This could have right a lot of wrongs, man. You're leaving the Georgia Dome, going to a new dome, Arthur Blank. But somebody showed something that really showed a difference. Arthur Blank went down to the field. He danced and having fun away.
But see, that's the thing I'm saying. Like everything gets magnified, but that dude's been doing that all season long. You know what I mean? Like,
no. What I'm saying, I'm not saying he's wrong for doing it. I'm just saying that the New England Patriots have a level of expectation. They just expect it. And see, like you say, we singing a different tune if Atlanta wins,
right?
But it's the manner in which they lost. It's not that you lost.
Yeah,
it's the manner in which you lost. Listen. Everybody knows in sports, Mike. Once you start playing to not lose, you're going to lose.
I'm going to say this, though, man. I don't even think it was that. I don't think they were playing because I don't think they got conservative. I think they stayed with what they were doing. But the problem was, and I think Joe Buck, one of them dudes, said it before the half ended. He talked about Bill Belichick, and he said what he said to him before the game was that, if I wait till halftime to make adjustments, this game is going to be over. So what that dude was doing, he was making in-game adjustments during the game. Like, very few coaches do that, and he's doing that during the game. And as you see the Falcons maintaining their game plan, because why not? It's been working. This dude is reacting to what you're doing throughout the game.
You know what? Remember when they got that pick six? They kept keeping the drives going with the holding. And this is the first half. Now, Bill Belichick is thinking they can't cover us. We just got to switch up what routes we running. Instead of doing this cross route, let's start going with these outside breaking cut routes. Because in the second half, every route they got completed outside of the one that Amendola called it, the deep over.
Right.
They started throwing them. They started throwing them outside breaking routes, and they started throwing them curls. But you notice it was really clear out. Amendola, Mitchell. So you're right. The thing about Belichick is, like you say, man, he just like Denzel White said on Remember the Titans. Man, like Nova came in, give it time, and them boys just gave it time.
Yeah.
And
you're dealing with greatness, man.
And like I say, 90-something plays. Listen, man, your defense gonna run out of gas. It don't matter if they first or second year players. They're gonna run out of gas, man. So
especially in that
man,
game,
kudos to those boys, man.
You're expending so much energy.
Big shout out to them boys, but hey, dang, man, that's whew. Because like you say, ain't no guarantee, man, that we're gonna be back here ever. There is no guarantee. Ain't nowhere we're a young team, and so. Yeah. I hope they win up opportunity still there for them, man. They got a lot of things, not a lot of things to clean up, man. But hey, man, I feel sorry for the defensive tackle for Atlanta because the young man was playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing his thing all game.
I mean, it's still a lot to be appreciated, when it comes down to it.
Man. I mean, it's a loss, man. Listen.
When you come down to it, you see what happens, man. The young defense, as young as they are, they got tired. And a lot of that comes down to not understanding the game that you're playing. Like Bill Belichick talked about it. He talked about it when they was asking him about preparation. He said he told his team, this is the longest game you're going to play. Everything is longer. The commercial timeouts, the halftime, everything is longer. So you're going to have to conserve your energy. Maybe Dan Quinn could have given that same advice, but I know Bill Belichick did. And you saw what happened by the end of the game. One team was still fresh. The other team, you see holding, you see these mental lapses, these things that come from fatigue.
Listen, and I could be wrong, but number 88, Martellus Bennett, he could be wearing an Atlanta Falcons uniform next year.
He's awesome.
I'm just telling you.
That dude is awesome, man.
Listen. Because think about it. The two freest people in the NFL are Martellus and Michael Bennett, which I love those dudes. But Martellus Bennett, I could see him being in an Atlanta Falcons uniform. Because I don't, Gronk is going to come back. They're going to try to redo his contract when they have you. But I'm just saying.
See, you think that. I think Gronk might be like that dude, like Jamie Collins, how he just got his ass up out of there, sent him to the Browns. He was an all-star linebacker. I think I think Gronk may have spent all the time he's going to spend in New England. Because, like, Bill Belichick don't do that. He ain't gonna hold on to you past your expired your drink by date, like the milk. Like once that milk go bad, you out.
He's very injured. Listen.
Injured all the time.
He is. I mean, he's injured.
He's great when he's great, but he's hurt.
Gronk is a clumsy athlete. Like he don't know how to. Every time he falls, it's hard. It's like every time he gets tackled, and that kind of stuff. Listen, I don't care. All that getting up and getting out, So you're right, but I'm just saying, it's just the fact that and they've won the biggest game without you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what we need you for?
Exactly, to the point where we've won a Super Bowl with you, we've lost a Super Bowl with you, but we've also won one without you. And the thing about Bill Belichick too, which you can appreciate too, he said, "Listen, man, I don't need one player on my squad.
They need one.
Number 12 gonna play with
right. That's what we need.
Play within the scheme. As long as I got number 12, and I will say this: Tom Brady, 17 years, he probably got 2 or 3 more years left. I think Bill Belichick got 2 or 3 more years because nobody wants to go back to what it was.
Right.
Nobody. I know Bill Belichick don't. So, and wouldn't nobody be mad at him?
Well, that's why your man's still there. That's why your man didn't take the 49ers job, Josh McDaniels. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to wait for the old man to kick the bucket, and I'm going to take his spot.
He knows, well, I'm taking a step back. Think about it. I'm making more money, but I'm taking a step back. I'm taking an organization that's got John Lynch.
Well, what I'm saying is he waiting. He waiting on Bill Belichick to retire. You know what I mean? That's what the word is. He's just like, look, I'm cool here, and I'll just wait.
But think about it too. You think McDaniels can do it the Patriot way, the way Belichick did it?
Who knows? That's the thing. I'm always on some who knows. Like my man was talking to me about Thomas Dimitroff the other day. He was like, F Thomas Dimitroff. He should have been fired. And I was like, look, God. I was like, who's gonna do it better? You give me the name of the person that's gonna do it better. See what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I thought maybe that he was a cat with 9 lives, but now you look at the end result. The team ended up in the Super Bowl. Based on, look at them draft picks from last year. Both of those linebackers, Keanu Neal, the other safety that he got 2 years ago. Of course, he drafted Julio and Matt Ryan, the 2 running backs. When you put it all together, man.
And the one cornerback is undrafted.
Yeah,
So
the kid Goodwin. The kid he played wide receiver.
How many players got that many first and second year guys on defense?
Yeah. So like the Thomas Dimitrov thing, while it looked bad at one point, at this point it looks pretty good. You know, he's got to make over, and it looks pretty now.
But look at what he's missing. Look at what he's missing. So you telling me you're gonna take away right away, take away Tony Gonzalez, and we make it? And we did not make it with this.
Yeah, but I think Mohamed Sanu is an upgrade over Roddy. I think Roddy was slow last year. That's an older Roddy White.
Yeah, because I remember all three Roddy Whites. I remember the Roddy White that had Michael Vick that he couldn't catch nothing.
Right.
Then he get Matt Ryan, and he don't drop. They used to talk about Michael Jenkins and Roddy White in Atlanta every freaking Monday.
I was just talking about this last week. They was talking about my man need to get hand replacement surgery and all this kind of craziness.
Listen, I remember we all got drafted or whatever. Michael Jenkins went first round to the Falcons. And
they did.
Out of Ohio State. Nobody wanted that pick. And then they were dropping all those passes to him and Roddy. And then when they get, it's almost like with Roddy White, they gave Roddy White a lot of years to develop. And then when he got Matt Ryan, the boy don't drop nothing. He was leading.
But see, this is that thing, because the story is, and I've heard Matt Ryan tell this story, that he held that dude accountable. The first day he said he got in the huddle, he said, "Look, man, you need to get your ass in gear. We need you. You need to get your stuff together, man." And then Roddy started taking his career seriously, started eating better, started working late after practice, the things that number 7 wouldn't do because he was gone before everybody else. See, that's what I talk to people here about, the things that you don't see. You see the 1,000-yard rushing season, but there's things that at the quarterback position, other people around you need from you. And when Matt Ryan got here, he tells this story. He got in the huddle and said, "Look, man, you need to get your ass in gear. We need you to be successful," just like that. And look what happened.
Think about it. Every receiver that's had somebody to, not saying that Julio needed, but every
he don't need nothing.
Big brother to look up to, they've gotten better. Julio did have Roddy, even though he didn't need Roddy.
That dude is special. Right? Way special.
Steve Smith had Musa Muhammad.
He did.
Right? Now, Malcolm Floyd had Larry Fitzgerald. He just ain't listened to him.
Oh, hey, think about that. Wait. Don't go any further. Think about your man, Mike Floyd, gets the DUI, right? Gets cut. Mm-hmm. Ends up with the Patriots. He don't even play yesterday, but gets a ring. My man. way to get rewarded for a DUI.
Hey, man, and that's what I'm saying. So it's one of those things. Well, listen, man. Tom Brady, man, the gold standard of quarterbacking. I mean, with what you saw yesterday, and the thing about Tom Brady that makes him better is when we say Cam Newton or Michael Vick, what they got? They super duper athletic. Tom Brady isn't. Tom Brady, they keep on showing his 40 times.
I love that.
But Tom Brady, and
I love that so much.
His deal and all these different things. He said himself, "Listen, man," Tom Brady said, "Look, I work on." And he's speaking to these athletic quarterbacks. I work on my fundamentals because when the game is said and done, that's all I'm going to have.
Right.
They're going to collapse that pocket. They're going to make sure they got outside contain. I got to step up, and I got to make a throw. That's the quarterback position, even if you got wheels. So I just think that what we saw yesterday was if it's going to take 56 passes, if LeGarrette Blount want to fumble so he ain't getting back in the game, he even said it, the little young running back. He should have been the MVP. That boy had 14 catches.
James White.
Oh, my God. But see, and like I say, man, Tom Brady makes you appreciate the game because he don't teach you. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna give you all I got. Win or lose, I'm gonna give you all I got." I think Matt Ryan, he gave us all he had yesterday, but they came up short. But hey, man, listen, man, I appreciate this opportunity this season with you, man. Doing one mic with Big Mike, man. I mean, we're gonna have to do it some more, man. I got used to this. We're gonna have to keep it up. Got to keep it up.
Hey, before I let you go, though, we've been talking damn near an hour. Before I let you go, I got to ask you about the Hall of Fame situation, though, because I hadn't talked about that yesterday. Let me give the people the names real quick. Morton Anderson got in. TD, Terrell Davis, got in. Where did I put my list at? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry, you guys.
Kurt Warner, Daniel Thomas, Jason Taylor.
Kurt Warner. There's Jerry Jones. There's Ken Easley is in there, old-time safety. Who did I miss? There's Kurt, Jason Taylor, LT. Yeah, man, that's your class. But the name that's missing is one Terrell Owens, man. Terrell Owens, one of the best receivers, probably the best receiver of his era until Randy Moss came along.
Now, Barry Bonds is not in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame because of steroids. Should he be in? Yes. Now, Terrell Owens is not in the Hall of Fame because people are sensitive. People literally do not like him.
Right.
And because they do not like him, he's not in. Now,
hey, let me ask you this. Did you know that it's an actual rule? It's an actual written rule that you are not supposed to take into consideration anything but football accomplishments for the NFL Hall of Fame. Did you know that? That's an actual written rule, my man. So that totally makes the whole system a sham. It's a sham.
So and think about this.
They might as well let the fans vote for it. You know what I mean?
The Hall of Fame would be like me. It would be like you trying to play basketball with me at my house. There's no way you're gonna beat me, because I could do things. I can make up stuff as I go along. Listen, and this is what he probably won't get in next year, because who's up next year? Randy Moss.
Randy there next year? Yeah, and I don't know I don't know that Randy gets in first ballot, because there's only one receiver. Jerry Rice, the only receiver that's gotten in first ballot, right? So that's usually their excuse for not letting the receivers in first ballot.
But look at how they're doing though. But Daniel Thomas is supposed to be first ballot. Okay, Kurt Warner, he made it in. You're gonna put Jason Taylor in over T.O. Now, Jason Taylor had a Hall of Fame career. I ain't
Morton Anderson.
Come on, come on.
I'm gonna say this
Taylor
though.
Over T.O.
I'm gonna say this about this whole situation as it pertains to Terrell Owens and this Hall of Fame situation. One, like at this point, he's saying he don't care anymore. I think he does care, because T.O. has always come off as a sensitive guy. But like if people did any reading, and I don't know if you know about this. You know about Marvin Harrison?
Marvin Harrison?
Do you know about Marvin Harrison?
Oh, you talking when he left the league?
Outside of football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say this every time. Like, people think, like, oh, we don't like T.O. He doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Marvin Harrison is still, right now as I speak, as far as I know, he is still a person of interest in a murder. And if you talk to people from Philly, from that neighborhood, a dude that was my homeboy's roommate. Yeah, my homeboy's roommate from college grew up in that neighborhood. He says Marvin Harrison is like the Nino Brown of that neighborhood. He got like car washes everywhere, but they all fronts. But see, white folks think that if you rich and quiet, you're one of the good ones. My man T.O. ain't never done nothing. He got a big mouth.
No.
I mean, he got a big mouth, and he real confident. But he never been in no trouble. Yeah.
And think about it too, though. T.O. did things that were detrimental to the team, right? When he was in Philly, and he talked about
like playing in the Super Bowl with a broken leg.
But it's a funny thing. He ain't never did a Facebook Live.
Don't do that. Right? Don't do that.
What I'm saying is, all divas ain't the same.
Yeah.
See, all of them they just got different behaviors.
Absolutely.
You had the Chad Johnsons and different things. You got now you go from Chad Johnson T.O. to Odell Beckham Jr. and Antonio Brown.
Right. Just a new breed.
You got divas out there
just
now.
A new breed.
But what happens is people get passes. T.O. was known for tearing up organizations, especially quarterbacks. Jeff Garcia's of the world,
nobody.
Jonathan Knapp. But like I said,
nobody.
If T.O. don't get in, what other receiver can get in outside of Randy Moss?
Yeah, exactly. They've screwed themselves. Like, no one should take that whole situation seriously.
And you know what, Mike? I'm happy that you told me about that rule, because I'm gonna say, you notice that they never say that.
See, but that's
all
why
the sports shows you see.
You know how I figured that out. You know why I figured that out? Because Darren Sharper. The way the rules are right now, Darren Sharper, serial rapist Darren Sharper, who had a Pro Football Hall of Fame career at safety.
Yes.
They can't keep him out. They can, but by rule, they're not supposed to be able to. That's where I read that when all that stuff was going on. See, now they're in a little bit of a conundrum.
And you talk about crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Darren Sharper, wow.
Yeah,
I'm talking
exactly.
About, and I'm not comparing. Listen, I'm not comparing him to Aaron Hernandez by no stretch of imagination, but it was still.
They're both terrible human beings.
Terrible. But what I'm saying is, every state you touch down in, women were not safe.
Yeah.
Every state, from
Real
New
talk.
Orleans, from
Arizona,
New Orleans to LA, to Arizona, maybe even Minnesota, Green Bay.
Yeah, real talk, man.
Hey man, but you know what, Mike? Whenever we start this show up again, we're gonna start it with stuff like that. Like, think about it. Why is it that you guys got a rule that says football accomplishments on it? And what y'all do, scratch that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because the human element is always going to be bigger than the elephant in the room is always the human element of it. and it's just the fact that T.O., like just like Chris Carter and all them type of boys, listen, man, T.O., listen, did he change the game?
Yeah, he's the best receiver for like a decade, man. Of course he's in there, but
man,
who cares?
It was him and Moses and the third. But like I say, man, if people can only say who got more yards than you, right? Who got more touchdowns than you, right? Moss.
Right.
Who else? Oh, that's it.
There it is.
And listen, Randy Moss got drafted in the first round. Jerry Rice got drafted in the first round. One went to, where'd you go to college at T.O. or University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, third round? What?
Yeah.
96 draft class.
There it is.
Oh, hey, man.
All right, man. We got to end this, man. We've been doing this for an hour. I got to take a break.
All right, man. Well, hey, man. Listen. Well, first and foremost, man, Mike, man, I appreciate this opportunity.
Man, ain't nothing, man. This is fun, brother.
Every Monday. Hey, man, listen, we just got to, we're going to have to just, listen, we saying it's the end of the season, but, I might just be texting Mike's phone like a bugaboo. I'll never know.
We got to keep in touch, man, because the draft coming up, all that stuff coming up. So we're going to be texting thoughts back and forth, man. So it's all good.
You know what? It's your show. Can't nobody stop you. So you can stop it. It's nothing.
You're ridiculous. All right, brother, man. Be safe, man. I appreciate your time all season, my man.
Appreciate it.
All right, dog. Yeah, man, I had to do an hour with my man, just, last one of the season, get all that out. He just talk and talk and talk. I love it, man. Old Swingsboro, Georgia country boy ass. That's my man. So, yeah, we'll take a break. I'll come back and finish up my thoughts on the Super Bowl. I pretty much got them all out talking to Ben, man, but I got to give you guys some thoughts on some things that happened in the NBA as well. Also, I got to do my daily look back on this day. We'll check in on the hashtag, put it on the poll questions brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. And then we'll wrap this puppy up, man, and get ready for Hump Day right here on the One Mic with Big Mike show.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
I heard on the news about that 5-year-old who found his uncle's gun. The kid didn't know it was loaded.
I heard on the news about that 14-year-old girl who was bullied online. For like a year, she couldn't take it anymore, so she got her dad's gun from his nightstand.
I heard on the news about that guy who broke into someone's house, stole a gun from the hall closet.
He accidentally shot his cousin in the head.
She killed herself.
And later, killed the owner of the store he was trying to rob.
If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
And now back to One Mic with Big Mike.
And here we go!
We're going to skate to one song
One song only. Welcome back. Last segment of the show. We had to skip a whole segment down there. We talked through it. Me and my man Ben talking about this crazy Super Bowl, man. Falcons fans still butthurt over it, but y'all be all right. Still got the Hawks. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show, man. A couple minutes left in the show here on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. Also, Spreaker has an app available for all your mobile devices. I'm also live on TuneIn, or at least I should be live on TuneIn. And my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. The show is available on demand if you choose to partake in it that way at all the platforms I've already mentioned, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and to the iTunes, and follow me on iHeart and Stitcher and all those good things. Check out the hashtag, put it on the poll questions, brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. It's my every show thing that I do. Put a couple poll questions up for you guys to get your thoughts on some things. Go ahead and check those here in just a second. You can also text the show at 404-902-8104 or jump inside my live interactive chat room. You got to be listening via Spreaker or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. And you'll see a little thought bubble icon sitting right there on the streaming player. Just click on that. You'll be right up in the building. And also, once you sign up for your free Spreaker account, you get an alert letting you know the show is going on live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, hashtag Put It On The Poll brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. If you give me a second here to refresh the screen here. All right, here we go. Should the NFL allow both teams to possess the ball in the playoffs, in the playoff overtimes? 36% still say yes, 45% say no, and only 19% say it doesn't matter. Who do you think Tom Brady, or who do you think has Tom Brady's jersey? His jersey went missing. Apparently, the people in Texas got the Texas Rangers on it, the legal portion of them, not the football team, basketball team. I mean, like the law. They got the law looking out for Tom Brady's jersey. 36% of y'all think Gronk took it. 18% say LeGarrette Blount. 9% say Bennett. I'm more leaning towards Gronk too. I don't think Bennett and Blount want those problems up there in New England. 37% say other, like an equipment dude or somebody's kid might have swiped it while he was running around there not paying attention. Patriots wide receiver Michael Floyd was inactive for Super Bowl 51. Would you rather be active for the losers or inactive for the winners? 38% said active for the losers. I think that'd be. And 62% of you guys say you want to be inactive. You just want that damn ring. Without a doubt, my man Big L, he's in the chat room. He said, did he get a ring? If so, give me the Super Bowl ring. Of course. And with Terrell Owens not making the Hall of Fame this year, the NFL Hall of Fame is blank. 92% say trash. 8% say justified. Will the Atlanta Falcons fans ever get over the loss in Super Bowl 51? 31% say yes. 69% say no. That is hashtag Put It On The Poll. At One Mic with Big Mike on Twitter. You guys can still head over there. They'll be up for another 2 days or so. You can get over there and let your voices be heard. These results actually count. I don't know what they count towards, but they just happen to count. All right, now it's time of the show where I take a look back into the annals of sports and give you guys some historical tidbits that happened on this particular day in history.
Now, let's take a look back. On this day.
Before I do that, I got girls basketball on my television. That should be going on. Kyle Shanahan, by the way, breaking news, Kyle Shanahan has been confirmed as the new head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. So, Falcons fans, you're going to need a new offense coordinator. I guess you already knew that. But you're going to need a new offense coordinator next year. Good luck with Chip Kelly. On this day in 1926, the NFL rules college students ineligible until graduate. No, this is missing words. Until they graduate college classes. That rule is still in play, too, by the way. Weird. 1926. Hashtag slavery. On this day in 1958, Ted Williams signs with the Boston Red Sox for $135,000, making him the highest paid. In 1958, I guess that was some pretty good damn scratch. In 2017, it's some pretty good damn scratch to me. On this day in 1968, former U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower shoots a hole-in-one in golf. I'm sure Donald Trump has too. No one's ever seen him, but I'm sure he'll lie and say he shot like a bunch of them. Lying ass. On this day in 1970, the NBA expands to 18 teams with Buffalo, Cleveland, Houston, and Portland to be included. On this day in 1971, the first time a golf ball is hit on the moon. Alan Shepard did that. On this day in 1995, here's you some black history. Darryl Strawberry was suspended from baseball for 60 days. Guess why? It's Darryl Strawberry. And finally, in 2005, 12 years ago today, the New England Patriots win their second consecutive Super Bowl title, defeating Donovan McNabb, Freddie Mitchell, Terrell Owens of the Philadelphia Eagles, 24-21. And that is your Monday episode, your Black Monday, your Bloody Monday edition of On This Day. All right. Let me clean the plate real quick because I may talk a little bit about this Falcon stuff on Wednesday if my man D. Orlando can join me. Speaking of Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. My man Craig Hodges, if you grew up in the 90s, you know Craig Hodges, sharpshooter for the championship Bulls, back-to-back champion, 3-time three-point shootout champion, 10-year NBA veteran, not NFL. He's also an author now. He's got a book out. He's going to join the show on Wednesday. So I'm excited about that. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to talk about some real stuff, some real Negro type stuff, not just basketball. We can talk about social stuff, man. This dude was blackballed from the NBA because he put on a dashiki, went to the White House. You know what I mean? Went up to the White House and gave George Bush a letter saying black folks ain't treated right in this country and you need to change things around here. I'm paraphrasing, but something like that. Also, you see Martellus Bennett say he ain't going to the damn White House. Good for him. Screw that dude, man. I wouldn't be able to try to be. I mean, I know it's an opportunity and all this kind of stuff, and Martellus Bennett might be out of the league in 4 years. You know, he's been in the league quite a few years now. 4 more years, he may be out. But, you know, sometimes, man, you just don't want to be in comfortable situations, especially a dude like that, you know, may or may not say something. You know, get him, that might have him face down, you know, in some Secret Service members' chokehold or something. So, yeah, it's better just to not go. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I get everything out about this Super Bowl. You know, my Falcons people, I know y'all ain't rising up no more. I was looking forward to seeing a parade. I didn't know if I was going to go. I might have went to the parade or whatnot just to be, you know, to experience it. I didn't experience the one in 95 for the Braves or whatnot. Rob told me they had one when they lost too. That was weird. You know, and Rob, my former co-host Rob, he's like real, you know, he's one of those scorned Falcons fans. I know he can't believe what happened because I'm texting him during halftime like, man, I hope you feeling all right now. You see what's about to happen. Well, I was wrong. Sorry. Look, dude, I'm sitting there. You can go to I ain't even take him down. You can go to my Instagram, One Mic with Big Mike. I got like, you know, memes up. Like you hear Ben Troupe talking about me putting Red's face on Bill Belichick. Red from Friday. Yeah, I'm the one that's going. Y'all the ones that end up crying in the car, and I ain't even taking it down. I don't care. I mean, y'all, the Falcons fans caught some heat today. They caught some of that heat they was giving out to all these other folks, Cowboys people and Packers people. I was in Walmart the other day. Heard the dude that was at the door just start yelling at some dude. Look at that cheese head. Boy, we great at that cheese, boy. We the dude in there trying to get some toothpaste or something. You know, he just in Walmart minding his own business, had his Packer shirt on, getting assaulted, getting verbally assaulted by the Walmart worker. Yeah, man, y'all some obnoxious a-holes, man. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, you win some, you lose some, and some you lose in historical fashion. That's the worst part of it all, man. You know, the game started. I was wondering why the Falcons didn't take the football. You know, they deferred. It didn't really matter as the game played out, you know, but the one thing that the Falcons were used to doing was starting off strong, you know, starting off on the board, getting the other team behind early. 8 straight games where they started with a touchdown, you know, where they started scoring a touchdown. That streak obviously was broken on Sunday, but it was surprising to me that they didn't take the ball. I don't know if that's something they've been doing all year, if they've been deferring all year. I know Bill Belichick he'll usually defer. I know that's his thing, to try to get the ball back in the second half. And I guess that was the no, wait a minute. I can't remember who won the toss now. I was so damn enthralled. Yeah, I was so damn enthralled by George Bush getting rolled out there. He looked like he was in so much pain, and I don't know if that was a smile or he was like taking a crap in his Depends. It was like, wait, we need to stop doing that. Like, stop doing that. I said it when Muhammad Ali, they was doing that to Muhammad Ali, like rolling him out everywhere so, you know, he could become like a zoo animal. Like, let people have their dignity in old age, man. This dude, George Bush, it like flipped the coin, George, and I was like, what's about to happen now? Man, he just like chunked that junk at somebody's shoe. It was like, heads, come on, let's just start the game. That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea to have that happen. But I don't know, man. People love man worship, I guess, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it is what it is, and they got old George out there. These damn presidents, they live too damn long, B. You know, like Obama might not never die because he black. You know what I mean? Like, you talking about black not cracking, he might live till he's like 200. Like, whatever they got going, like, Jimmy Carter got healed from cancer in like a week. I swear, Jimmy Carter went into the hospital, he had brain cancer. Like, a week later, it was like, man, Jimmy Carter no longer has cancer. What? How? He's like 137 years old. Either way, did y'all see the new Sports Center with Jamel Hill and Michael Smith? It was the first episode today, and I made sure I checked it out. And it's kind of like, it's troublesome for me because usually, obviously, my show starts at 7, and the last thing I get is the evening Sports Center where, you know, whatever breaking news may have been going on, whatever's happening is going on at the bottom of the at 6 o'clock. So I get to get that last minute, whatever I may have missed before the show starts. But now they got Michael Smith and Jamel Hill on there, and it's basically a radio show on television. It's just them two going back and forth, and then they got interviews. Today they had Isaiah Thomas, they had James White, I think is his name, James White, the kid running back from the Patriots. It's basically like they do a 1-hour radio show for Sports Center. I'm just wondering how long that's going to be a thing. I know it's an awesome opportunity for them, but it just seems weird and way too different. And they talking about like calling the trap god or praying to the trap god and like things that white people have no earthly idea about. Yeah, we gonna see, man. Because, you know, my man Michael Smith got a propensity to curse sometimes on the air. He get too excited and to drop like a F-bomb or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see how long it goes. But I'm kind of already, for my own personal selfish reasons, missing the actual Sports Center, Lindsey Zarniak or whoever is doing the Zubin, these cats is just doing this. Give me news, give me information. I don't need a whole lot of fluff and, whatever. Just give me the news and I'll be all right. But I guess that's too much to ask. I talked about the defense. I'm going through my notes real quick just to make sure everything that I wanted to get out got out, because I talked to Ben for so damn long and everything, like the stuff about Devontae Freeman. It's real talk, man. Like certain little things happen within the game, and Ben knew what I was talking about because he played. You know what I mean? He played. Certain little things happen that takes your team out of character. With the homie in New Orleans. Yeah, he is from New Orleans, isn't he? He seemed like a cool dude, man. But you know what I mean? I don't know what ESPN is trying to do. I know they're losing subscribers. And if you guys wonder what I'm referring to, my man I Am No Dose just chimed in and said he went to school with Michael Smith. Speaking of I Am No Dose, he just brought something to mind as well. Gave you guys the update on Friday on Joe McKnight's situation. The guy who killed Joe McKnight, he got charged, indicted with second-degree murder. Of course, he pleaded not guilty to the murder beef. So, like I say, as things move along, as I did with Will Smith, I'll give you guys the update. We'll see if this dude end up going home or not. And then people end up in the street for a couple of hours marching and then go back to their regular lives. That seems to be like, wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. I talked to Craig Hodges about that on Saturday, man. One of the original G's when it comes to these athletes and the activism and things of that nature. I don't know. I Am No Dose say he didn't hardly watch the game. He probably gave the business. He's a Saints fan. He probably gave the business to some of these Falcons people. And like I say, I'm not here to defend them at all because they obnoxious as hell. And to do all that work, talk about fake fans and like that's the thing I don't really get with, like fake fans and be better, be good. You know what I mean? Like that whole ideal to me is ridiculous. Like someone should want to suffer. Nah, you give me a good product, it's just like anything else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to keep going to this terrible restaurant, eating every day until they finally get the recipes right. Nah, dude, call me when you get the stuff together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to eat bad food. I don't want to watch bad sports. The people feel like, nah, if you from Atlanta, I don't understand how you from Atlanta and you're not a Falcons fan. Easily. Because I'm a rational human being. That's why, you know what I mean? And the people who root for the Falcons are typically irrational. Anybody who says anything critical about the team is hating. Drop my water. That's the go-to, is hating. No, it's not hating. And then certain people just do that in order to get up under your skin because you're so thin-skinned as fans and you're so sensitive as fans. Like, if you know what you know, if you feel like your team is great and all that shouldn't matter with somebody who roots for, like, I know those roots for the Saints. Shouldn't matter what he says, and vice versa. Like, Matt Ryan's the MVP. Julio Jones is arguably the best. He's definitely one of the top 3 receivers in the game, without a doubt. You know what I mean? These two running backs are good, but, you know, eventually, here's the other thing. One of them going to have to go because eventually they're going to want to get paid like starting running backs. The lifespan of the running back is already short anyway. Ain't nobody sticking around to share carries, and then they show up at the negotiation table like, well, I mean, we got two of you, so y'all need to split the money. Hell no. Like, Devontae Freeman has to be in Baltimore some damn where before that go on, because these dudes got to make their money. And I'm saying Devontae Freeman because his money's going to come up first, and the fact that he was drafted by the last regime. He wasn't a Dan Quinn guy. Dan Quinn's guy is Tevin Coleman. Dan Quinn said Tevin Coleman was going to start last year, if you guys remember. And then Tevin Coleman got hurt. And that's how Devontae Freeman was like, all right, I didn't get my stuff together. He started running like hella hard. And they realized they had two dudes back there that can get the job done. And that Devontae Freeman, after a Pro Bowl year, deserved to be the starting running back. Mm-hmm. He said, he hasn't gone, I am no dose, hasn't gone off yet. The Saints having a ring and the Falcons not having one eats most Falcons fans up. Yeah, he's right about that. I remember, look, dude, I remember my man during the Bounty Gate situation. We was on the radio then down here at CBS, and he was like, they need to take them rings back. I was like, nah, I don't think it worked like that. This ain't college, B. Like, once you get them, ain't no sanctions and no recruiting violations, dog. You win the ring, you win the ring. And I was like, second of all, like, the whole bounty situation was so ridiculously blown. Like, it's just like the stuff with the Patriots. Only people who don't like the Patriots care about that Deflategate and Spygate and all this kind of stuff. Like Marshall Faulk having the beef, of course I would too. If I feel like it cost me a ring, but otherwise you wouldn't care. Just like those people in New England don't care because it's their team. I'm sure I am no those don't give a damn about a bounty scandal. Like Roger Goodell botched that whole thing, and you know how you know he botched it because he tried to go get reinforcements with Paul Tagliabue, the commissioner before him. And Paul Tagliabue was like, man, you a fool. Let what's my man's name? Oh, God. The kid he's on radio now. The dude from Miami. I can't even think of his name. Oh, God. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, he was like, man, lift them damn suspension. Them dudes ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? Just that quick. Suspending dudes for talking junk. Because that's all it was. Because when you looked at the film, and a lot of people went back and looked at the film, it was like, nah, there wasn't anything extra that went on. Because the reality is this ain't 1965. All these dudes got agents that are the same agents. All these dudes hang out at the same places. Like now, it look like all of them banging the same chicks. Like these dudes know each other. Ain't nobody going. And then with free agency, you never know when you're going to end up on a team with another dude. So some wacko coach said, go out there and hit him in the head and tear his ACL. He can say that all he wants to, but no player is going to go out there and actually do that because, one, they don't want it happening to them. But Roger Goodell was like, no, we can't have that. It's a PR nightmare. People are going to think that we're crazy. Well, it's football. Kind of are. You know what I mean? Like the person that says, you know what I'm going to do? This 240-pound man running full speed at me, I'm going to stop him with my body. Got to be a little crazy, man. I've said that for everyone I was playing. Like football is a very unnatural sport. It's the most unnatural sport because the natural instinct that says survive, that survival instinct, tells you to move. But in football, you have to turn that off. And you have to stop the other guy using your body, your head and your arms and your back and your chest, all these things, man, that you wouldn't normally do in a regular society. So, yeah, football is crazy like that. So when a dude standing up in front of a bunch of dudes saying, yeah, we got to hit him in the head and we got to affect the head and, you know, we got to affect that ACL or whatever he's saying. That's all it is. It's talk. Ain't nobody going out there doing that, man. That's why people think it's crazy that Greg Williams is back in the league. Well, he can coach for the most part, right? And people need guys like him. You know, so like when my man was like, you know, they should take them rings back. Them rings is tainted. That ring is tainted for the Saints. No, it's not. You're just being a Falcons fan. Calm down. You know what I mean? Just calm down. You'll get your chance soon enough. And they got their chance. They blew it though. I don't like to use the word choke or anything like that, but it was a golden opportunity. And after talking to Terrence Mathis a couple weeks ago and hearing what he said after the game, that when they lost in 98, they knew. Like, it wasn't no, like, we'll be back next year. It was like, we effed up. Yeah, we did. And like it's if you're a Falcons fan, just think about that life. Like when you think like, all right, we made it through the week. No Eugene Robinson, nobody out propositioning transvestites, or what are they? They can't say transvestites anymore, can you? Transgender, I think that's what the word is supposed to be. Nobody propositioning prostitutes. Let me just say it that way to be safe. You know what I mean? So we made it. We're at the game. No one said anything out the way. Bet. Now all we got to do is play football. And that turned out to be the hardest part of the equation. Playing 60 minutes plus, I guess, of football, of winning Super Bowl football. And now, here you go, man. I don't know if I gave you guys this list of injuries. We know about Mac, the center with the broken leg. Devontae Freeman. It's not an injury, but he's looking for some money. Julio, he got to have surgery, they thinking, on that foot again, or one of those feet. Tevin Coleman left with an ankle. Schrader, he left with an ankle. And, of course, Kyle Shanahan just became the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. So here we go. You know what I mean? Got a bunch of dudes that's nicked up after a very, very long 19-game season. You don't have an offensive coordinator. You don't have an offensive-minded head coach. He's a defensive guy. So now, look, I don't know who the position coaches are on this team and if they're worthy of being elevated after 2 years to an offensive coordinator position in order to keep the continuity within the offense. I don't know who that is. Maybe by Wednesday I'll think about it and look it up for you guys and come back on Monday with the name. Or maybe by then Adam Schefter would have heard something or made something up. Either one seems to work either way. And like this guy seems to be the front runner for the Falcons offensive coordinator job. Maybe by Wednesday we'll have that. But as of now, yeah, that whole going back to the Super Bowl, and like I said to Ben, think about this. Last thing before I go, think about this. This is not Peyton Manning running roughshod over the AFC South for years when they done Tennessee, the Titans, and the damn the Texans and whoever else is in that damn division. Or this ain't Tom Brady, year in and year out, whooping up on Tyrod Taylor and Ryan Tannehill and Fitzpatrick. This ain't that. Like, Matt Ryan got to see Cam twice a year. He got to see Drew Brees at least, I don't know, twice next year. Until Drew Brees, he old as hell too, but until he stopped throwing for $5,000 every year. And then Jameis Winston, you saw Jameis Winston do some good things this year, and he should be a force to be reckoned with too, with that, him and Mike Evans with that Buccaneers team. So let's not get it twisted like Matt Ryan is going to all of a sudden be just because in that conversation. Even when you start talking about Aaron Rodgers, man, you know, like Matthew Stafford just kind of arrived this year. You know, he's been all right, you know, but he kind of arrived and came into his own this year. But other than that, you talking about Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford, Jay Cutler. These are the quarterbacks that Aaron Rodgers got to face every year. Matt ain't got that. Matt just don't have that luxury, you know, and maybe he will. Maybe this has ascended him into another pantheon when it comes to NFL quarterbacking. But to assume that would be a mistake is what I'm saying. Let it happen. But to assume like, yeah, we got the MVP. You know who else said that? Ron Rivera, Carolina Panthers. We got the MVP. We'll be all right. And we're getting Kelvin Benjamin back. Made no damn difference. Not at all. They were bad. They were bad as hell. They had fat-ass Mike Tolbert in the backfield, playing tailback when he's really a fullback, when he's really a guard. Yeah. So, you know, this is going to put a little bit of a period on the year for the Falcons, man. Good season. I was entertained. That's all I care about. Selfishly, I was entertained. The Super Bowl ended up being an entertaining one. And, you know, maybe Wednesday, my man D. Orlando, he'll join me and we'll put an official a period on it. And don't forget, we got Craig Hodges. I got Craig Hodges from the championship Chicago Bulls teams coming on. We're going to talk some black power, some black righteousness stuff. And we're going to talk a little basketball as well with him. So make sure you guys tell a friend about that. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram where you can still get your hands on those hashtag, put it on the poll questions as well as, you know, just all the other silly stuff that I'm posting on Twitter and Instagram at One Mic with Big Mike. Also, don't forget the show is available on demand. Spreaker, the Spreaker app, TuneIn, OneMicWithBigMike.com, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and of course YouTube. And by by Wednesday, man, I'll make sure I have this video situation straight. It's been 2 days in a row, 2 shows in a row I haven't had my video situation straightened out. So the technical issues continue, but we'll be back on Wednesday. Craig Hodges, Women Crush Wednesday, Hump Day, all those things. I am No Dose, Big L, my man, my Mellow. Appreciate you guys holding me down, and we'll come back and we'll do it again on Wednesday, man. Y'all guys be safe out there.